Welcome to Caching Waves. This is the update on Litecoin. I know it's been a little while since I updated it. The reason for that is it's been a very complex count. I had a couple different scenarios I was expecting, but now that we have a little more candles printed, there is one other scenario that I think is the most likely at the moment. First of all, I had this initially as a flat correction potentially, 335. Which technically could be in, but this is a pretty ugly wave in here. I suppose you can count it as 5, but I just don't really like it. There's not good wave separation here. It looks more like a complex correction than a impulse. Where are we with divergence? Yeah, that would be the 3. Would be the third of the 5th. Yeah, it's just ugly. 1, 2. I mean, you can make it count as 5, but pretty ugly for the most part. But besides the point, it would be part of a larger correction. I'll just explain real quick what I mean. So initially we were looking for either this as a WXY, because the C didn't pan out in 5, where we were expecting a flat pattern. That was one of our counts. Again, the WXY is still live, but the ABC isn't. That would just be a 3-wave pattern in here, where we come up here to complete, and then further downside. The other thing we're looking for was an ending diagonal. There's problems with both. The first one with the ending diagonal is we came up higher than expected. Again, just a guideline, but the most probable area was the 618, and we hit the 786, so we came pretty high. The next issue I have is time. Now again, just a guideline, not a rule, but our wave 1, which was right here, off our 2, should take about 618 in time of the first wave. And as you can see, we're already at that level in gray. Let me brighten that up a little bit so you can see what I'm talking about. So that's our 618 in time, so I expected us to be down there already if this was the ending diagonal. So again, still valid technically. It's just a guideline. It can come down to the 1. It's just a guideline. But at the same time, I like to stick to probabilities and let guidelines go a little bit, but not too much. So where does that leave us? Okay, if we zoom down here, so we had a complex correction W. We had a zigzag for a B or an X wave, or our 1 wave, whichever other way you want to count it here. This could be, I see 5 waves here. Those look pretty good for separation. I'm just doing this in real time, guys, just to show you what I'm thinking. There's just so many other things to trade at the moment, so this one hasn't taken much of my attention. So I suppose you could have 5 here, up to here. That would look a little better to me as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this could be a flat, expanded flat for 5 waves. The issue now is we're just drifting sideways, so that doesn't make sense to me. I'm expecting this to obviously get one more wave down. We got 5 wave here. We need another 5 to the downside. The question is, at that point, is where would that get us to, right? Because we'd expect, if we're making 5 waves down as an ABC, we'd only hit the 1-to-1. Trying to keep this simple, guys. Sorry, just doing this in real time. So if we got 5 waves down, that could be a flat there. If we get 5 waves down and say we got a running flat, you can see our A, B, C there. 1-to-1 only takes us to around $60, the extension. So that doesn't really work for our ending diagonal, does it? And if that was just our first ABC of our third wave, that would push us way too far out in time, as you can see. It wouldn't really make sense at that point. So I'm going to get rid of this ending diagonal for now. Obviously keeping it in mind, but I'm taking it off the chart for now. So if we come down to 60 bucks in the 1-to-1, that could open up our possibility of this WXY before further downside. That's probably one of two primaries I would have. So you can look for a long there if you're interested. I'm not going to trade it at the moment. Again, not financial advice, just giving you my personal analysis here. Let's do it in real time. Where would that take us? That would take us pretty deep. We're already between the 50 and the 618. We'd be looking for $60, so it would take us almost down to the 786 if we get a 1-to-1 move here. Obviously that can change. This correction can get bigger. Come up like this, then come down, then go. Remember, corrections can always get bigger. But if we came down in 5 waves here, a good entry would be in this area, stop at this low as a long position, stop at this low, and then when you get that pivot, target the 1-to-1 extension from there, like so, if we got in that entry. As you can see, that would complete us in a WXY. So that's one way I would look at it, at least a 5-wave move to the downside. Coming up either from a little bit higher and then down, or straight down from here. But another thing I'm looking at, so that would be a long if I get that area. I'm actually going to set a alarm down there because that would be a pretty nice entry. The other alternative is if this is a complex correction, is like a WXY, a 333. This could in itself turn into a large triangle. This would be probably my second primary. I think my primary would be the Y at the moment. It seems to make the most sense based on the way the waves filled out. Pump that up here. See, probably over here. Something like that. And then to the downside. You can see it's a pretty safe trade. I will probably get into this one. Again, not financial advice, just telling you what I'll do. I would probably get into this trade long, because if it ends up being a triangle, I can bail out from here or hedge it short the other way. So those are the two options I'm looking at. This is an ABC in here. This is a 335 or a 535. Again, this wave is a tough count. Target the way I mentioned there. But as for the ending diagonal at the moment, this would have to fall off a cliff for me to feel good about that. To make me feel good about that. And it seems unlikely at this moment. So that's what we're looking at, guys. Let me know if you like these freeform videos where I'm doing it in real time a little better. But as of right now, I would be interested in a trade down near these levels long. But as of the moment right now, not interested. Too much can happen here. All right, guys, so thanks for watching. Check out my other videos if you want. I'm going to be doing quite a few updates on the micro on these things, so cheers.